Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm back again. We're going to create a couple of cards. We're using the Spellbinders Club Kits for October 2023. We have two of them here. We have the Stamp and Die Club Kit. This month it's called Festive Penguins. I love penguins and I was super excited about this. There are 3 sets of penguins. This one here is a one-piece stamped image, and then you have 2 smaller ones. Then there's some elements that our penguins can be holding. Fun 3 sentiments in here that are super cute. I mentioned I have the clear stamp and die of the month club kit. Spellbinders has the stamp club, which is the same stamp, and I'll leave both the clubs down below. I have the coordinating dies, so we'll be using the stamp and die club for our card today, along with the embossing folder of the month club kit. It's called Christmas Tile. And I love this. This is a busier pattern. Let me show you. Kind of scoot this out of the way. Look how pretty that is. So it will fill in an entire background. I love creating white panels with embossing folders like this. And I didn't notice this but until now, but each of these elements here, the decorative pieces, are actually Christmas ornaments. So pretty. So we're going to be using this on both of our cards today. We're going to start by doing some stamping. I'm stamping this penguin here, and I want to stamp it 3 times. Even though we have a stacked penguin set, I want to make a card that's not a Christmas card. And so I'm thinking we'll stamp this little guy 3 times. And then I'm going to use my black ink for this. I did bring in my stamping positioner because with penguins, you want to make sure that that black area on the penguin is solid, and so I have to double stamp. Since I'm repeating, I just created a panel that was 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. This way I can just turn it and I can stamp all 4 of my penguins without having to grab another piece of cardstock. So cute. Okay, I'm going to turn this once more, and then I'm going to clean off this stamp, and I'm going to go in with this adorable little penguin with the scarf and the hat. I think we can fit him in right there. This little guy has ice skates, which are so cute. And you know, I think I'm going to stamp the ice cream cone that is in here also. I may not use it, but let's stamp that too. Okay. So all of my images are done. I'm going to go basic with the coloring. The markers that I'm going to be using, let me show you, are here. Okay, I'm going to play a little bit of music while I color, and when I'm done coloring, I will catch you back. My images are all colored in, and now I'm just lining up the coordinating dies, and we will die cut out all of our images. And then while we're die cutting, I'm also going to emboss a couple of panels. I have 2 A2 panels. We're going to use our embossing folder of the month club kit. And we will emboss 2 panels. And I will be right back. My images are cut out, and this is what our embossing folder looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? Just think they're so pretty. Okay, for my background, I'm bringing in the Spellbinders Winter Borders die set, and I'm going to use the Snowflake. This is an open-end snowflake die, and honestly, you could use any open-end die that you have. I thought the snowflakes would go good for my background today. I'm going to line it up about maybe 1.5 inches from the top, and then I will run this through my die cut machine. And you know, while we're die cutting, I'm also going to take some GLACIER cardstock, and I'm bringing in my Spellbinders Essential Squares die set, and I'm going to take the dotted detail and then the outline, and I'm going to create a background with this. So this was going to be for this penguin here. So I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm going to take one of my embossed panels, and I want to add a little bit of color to this. This is the snowflake border. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, you could actually use the reverse side if you wanted to, but I'm just going to use this piece. I'm going to go ahead and do a little ink blending with some pale blue ink. It's going to almost be the same color as the GLACIER cardstock. I love that soft look. So I'm going to bring in my ink blending brush here, and I just need the upper portion colored in, so I'm not going to worry about the bottom part. Now I'm using ink on this, but if you wanted to emboss a panel of the pale blue cardstock, you could. But the reason I'm using ink is because with the embossing, there's some areas that are a little bit lighter than the rest, and I like that, especially since we have a busy border. Okay, so our ink blending was quick and easy. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna take this panel and I'm gonna stretch it a little bit. I'm gonna trim a little bit off the bottom here, and I'm gonna use this for my next card. So we have, for my next card, we're going to use these 2 pieces, okay? Since this bottom's not going to show, I thought we would put it to good use. So we'll take this panel, adhere it to the top of our card base. Now I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I am going to bring back my stamping positioner, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment. For my first card, I'm going to use the greeting that says, "Piles of Warm Winter Wishes." I'm going to use my VersaFine ink. It's nice dark ink. I will stamp my greeting. And then I'm going to take this panel, and I'm going to flip this around. We're going to put some foam tape behind here, and I'm going to adhere it to the bottom. Okay, our greeting is now adhered, and we're going to take our penguins. I put foam squares behind them already, and now I'm going to place them and then I'm going to go ahead and bring in some black and white baker's twine. The twine that I'm using is the VIVANT black and white twine, and it's very nice quality. It's on the thicker side, which is nice, but I'm going to take this twine and I think black and white twine goes perfect with penguins. So I'm going to take this twine and tie a bow off to the left. I'm going to finish this off with a little bit of sparkle. I'm using my diamond Stickles, and we're going to add a little sparkly pom-pom to our little penguin's hat, and then also a little bit of sparkle to the scarf. And last but not least, I'm adding a few iridescent stars. I chose stars because there's stars in our pattern here. I think it just goes to good. I think that's just what it needs. So that finishes off card number 1. Super playful. I'm going to jump into card number 2. For my next card, we have this extra piece that we trimmed from our first card, and I'm going to line it up over my square piece. I'll trim it. And then I'm going to go ahead and create a snowbank. So I have a hillside now. I'm going to take the same square dies and I'm going to line it up, and this is going to smush the embossing, but that's okay. I'm going to run this through my die cut machine so we can follow along that pretty border here. It did smush my embossed a little bit, but you could still see that print behind it, and that's just fine. I'm going to use my tape runner. We're going to add some adhesive behind here, and I'm going to line this up on my square, making sure that those circles behind lined up, and I want it to just follow along so you can still see the circles behind here. I have a couple that I didn't punch out all the way. Let me see. Okay, now I'm going to take some black cardstock. I trimmed down a panel that was slightly smaller than this, and I'm going to adhere this to the back. I want to create some black polka dots on this. I think it goes really good with our little penguin here. Now I'm going to take our embossed panel, make sure it's right side up. I'm going to adhere this to my card base. I'm just going to leave this white. Now I'm going to take this square panel that we put the black behind, and we're going to stamp our sentiment on here. For this one, we're going to use the greeting that says, be cool, be chill, be merry. I think that could be not so Christmas. We're going to add this. I put pop-up foam behind my essential square, and then we're going to adhere this directly to the front of our card. So the pattern kind of is continuous. I don't know, you can see it flattened it a little bit, but I love how it continues the pattern. Okay, now we're going to take our cute little penguin. So we have our ice cream adhered. I'm going to bring in a glue dot, and we're going to secure this. We're going to add a bow using that same black and white twine to this bottom corner here. I'm going to use those. I'm going to use diamond Stickles over our ice cream, and also over the scarf, the green areas on the scarf for a little sparkle. This gives it dimension too. And I think I'm going to add some snowballs in the background, and I'm using my NUVO Simply White Crystal Drops. Let's go ahead and add some snowfall in the background. So we have a little extra dimension there. And then that finishes off that card. So these are the cards we made today with the Spellbinders Clear Stamp and Die of the Month Club Kit for October 2023, and also the embossing folder of the Month Club Kit. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.